Right, hello, this is Howell Snook. I'm the Parish Development Advisor for the Salop area, and today in this video I'm going to show you how to do a PowerPoint presentation for the use within worship in your church. So first thing we need to do is go down to Start down here and select click on PowerPoint there, and it loads up. I'm using PowerPoint 2010. Some of the options and things are different if you're using PowerPoint 2007 or an earlier version, but the principles are pretty much the same. So it comes up with a screen like this. Now, it's probably a good idea, if you're going to have your screen on before the beginning of worship, to put in a little welcome message to explain who you are and so on, and just click on here. So you could put in then welcome to St Blodwen's. That's our church today. And you might want to put in another picture or a little symbol or a little notice on there, like an advert about whatever's coming up. So you could say Messy Church Thursday 4 PM. Stories, crafts and tea. Something like that. So you can put whatever message you want to put on there, and it's quite a good idea because it makes people feel a bit more welcome, and as well it's a good opportunity to push whatever initiatives or whatever things you've got going on in your church there as well. So that's your welcome screen that can be up before you begin worship when people come in, and as well it's sort of, if people have never been to the church before, it lets them know that's where the worship's going to take place, that's where the presentation is. Sounds silly, but that's the pressure. They won't be looking then for a book or anything else like that. They'll know it's all on the screen. So the first thing to think about then is putting in your next slide. So when you begin your worship, you go up here, you go new slide, and you get these standardized templates with PowerPoint. Now, these are mostly for presentation, so I tend to go to layout and select blank, because that gives us a bit more freedom really in what we're doing. The first thing to remember when we're doing a PowerPoint is that there's no need to get out your common worship book or all the other liturgy books that you may have, or your hymn book or any of that, and start typing in endless prayers and so on, because all of it's on the internet. So if we're going to do today a communion service, we'll go down to Internet Explorer or Firefox or any other internet browser. If we go up to the navigation bar up the top here, just click in there and put in churchofengland.org. Now that's the Church of England website, and that comes up with a website, and there's quite a lot of useful resources on here. It's very good for weddings and so on. You can tell your wedding couples to go on it, and they'll be able to, and baptisms and so on. But what we're interested in now is prayer and worship. Click on here. And there's all sorts of resources in here for join us for daily prayer, topical prayers for little things that come up during the year. Learn to pray. That's actually a very useful resource, that, if you want to either copy it and put it into a leaflet or on your own website, or direct people in a link to this. But we're interested here in worship, so you click that link. And then we have all the services that you could ever possibly want from the Church of England are on here. So you've got Book of Common Prayer, got Common Worship, and other information as well. So we want Common Worship, so we'll click on that. And this basically is the whole of Common Worship on the internet. So we've got everything in here from the baptism service to the marriage service, to festivals, times and seasons. All those hundreds of books you paid hundreds of pounds for are all found on here. So today we want to go to principal services. Now that's basically a service of the word and Holy Communion. That's what that means. It's all in jargon on here, but that's basically what it means. So principal services. Click there. And now we've either got morning and evening prayer, the Book of Common Prayer, service of the Word, or Holy Communion. So let's click on Holy Communion. And here's all the various options. We've got hundreds of them, aren't there? So let's go for order 1. Now this is your standard communion service. That's the structure of it. So it'll tell you all about what the structure is. But we want the text, so we want that one there. So here you go. Now, I would recommend that in the Common Worship book, there's all sorts of what's known as rubrics, which tell the president things and various other people things which are no use whatsoever to your average person who comes to church. There's no need to put a lot of this text actually in there. What you need is the Ronseal liturgy. It does what it says on the tin. So we want it as simple as possible. So you'll have to edit out a lot of this business along the side. My favourite is at baptisms, when I cut and paste this into my original baptism sheet. I left in the word all, and I said, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And every now and again somebody would say, all, amen. Because they've never been to church before, so they don't know. So it's essential, really, we take out everything in here that isn't what people will say, either the minister who's doing the service or the people in the pews. So you just select what you want. There you go. Right click on it, copy, and then you go back to PowerPoint, and then you can say paste. And rather helpfully, it puts it in a really silly way. So what you have to do is go up to undo now. I'll undo it. And then go to paste and make sure you select now the paste text like that. You click that there. And now you can go up and adjust the text in any way you want. Don't forget to take out all, because you don't want them saying, in the name of the Father, Son and the Holy Spirit, all, amen. And bold the parts which the congregation need to do. Use about 20 or 26 depending on how big you want it, but you just go up and select whatever font size that you think is best and what's easiest for the particular screen that you're using. You can do that through experimentation, really, is probably the best way to do it. Now we're going to show you how to do a hymn. So if you go over to new slide, as we did earlier, and again select a blank one, that's already done it for us, that's good. Now again, you don't have to type in loads and loads and loads of hymn words from various hymn books and stuff. You just go back to the internet, and today we're going to look at the hymn Make Way for Christ the King. So if you go to Google and just type in there Make Way for Christ the King, there we are, and you click on the link as usual, and then when it comes in, just go and grab the text as you did from the Church of England website, grab it all, there we go. Don't forget the copyright things at the bottom, and copy it back into PowerPoint and then paste it in. Don't forget as well, paste text, otherwise it comes up in all those funny formatting problems we had earlier. I'll put it in nice in the middle of the screen. Now I tend to do verse, chorus on each slide, and all you have to do is, now you've got the text in the PowerPoint, is basically cut and paste it so that you have a verse and a chorus and a verse and a chorus. So now we go to one I made earlier, just like in Blue Peter. There we are, verse, chorus, and on the next slide it'll be verse, chorus again, and so on. Now the next thing we need to do now is go and get a picture. So I'll show you how to do that. Again, the best way to do that is to go into Google and go and select a picture. You go Google, search images. And if you go down a bit now, we'll see any old picture you want to grab. And there's a crown of thorns there, so we'll grab that. So right click on it, go to save picture as, and then save it anywhere you want to do. I've put it in my picture library, put it in church pictures or something like that. And save it. And then go back into PowerPoint. And then go up to insert, picture, and then find the picture that you've just saved. There it is, crown of thorns, insert, and there it goes. Now if you want to put the picture on the next slide, you can just right click on it and then click copy, go to the next page and then paste it. Or just hit paste at the top. One of the two, doesn't matter. And that's how you put him into your service. So I hope you found this useful, and wish you all the best in doing your services in the future.